Hello everyone, welcome to Arka Science, and today in this video I will be talking about the transit of Jupiter into the sign of Aries for all 12 ascendant signs. On 22nd of April 2023, Jupiter is going to make a big transit. It is going to leave its own sign Pisces, and it is just preparing itself to enter the sign of Aries on 22nd of April 2023. During this transit of Jupiter, the moment it enters the sign of Aries, it will be in conjunction with Rahu, Sun and Mercury. Now, that means it is a 4 planetary conjunction, Jupiter, Rahu, Sun, Mercury, under the aspect of Saturn. At this moment of time, Saturn is transiting into the sign of Aquarius. The third aspect of Saturn is falling onto the sign of Aries. Now, if we talk about the relevant planetary energies which are going to happen into the sign of Aries, then on 21st of April, just prior to the transit of Jupiter, just a day before, on 21st of April, Mercury is turning retrograde in the sign of Aries. On 20th of April, there will be a total solar eclipse happening in the sign of Aries. Now you see, so many things are going on into the sign of Aries, and on 22nd Jupiter is entering. So I will say you that this transit of Jupiter is going to be a very big transit. Huge energy transformations are coming on our way for every one of us. Wheresoever the sign Aries lies in our horoscope, we will see that huge energy changes are coming. Now, we have to be a bit realistic in nature. You may feel that Jupiter will be in conjunction with Rahu, Mercury will be retrograde, Jupiter is combust at this moment of time. So many things are going on. But I will say you one more thing, which is very essential basically. For last many days, I will say you, or even months, the sign of Aries is under affliction. Last many days or even months, I will say, the sign of Aries is under affliction. Even today also, as I am talking with you, the sign of Aries is under affliction. Now you say, Jupiter, the planet of optimism, light, divinity, natural benefic planet, the planet of expansion, positivity. Okay, now that planet is going to enter the sign of Aries. So don't you feel that it is a sigh of relief for the significances associated with the sign of Aries wheresoever it lies in our horoscope? Because I particularly feel so it. Because you see that although Jupiter will be in conjunction with Rahu, that's a different story. But what about the sign of Aries? It can be your 4th house, it can be your 1st house, it can be your 10th house, it can be your 7th house. Think about it. It is under affliction. As I am speaking now, it is under affliction, and at this moment of time Jupiter is entering into it. So Jupiter's optimism, divinity, higher spiritual knowledge, belief system, it will actually try to make certain things into proper order. It will help the significances related to the sign of Aries wheresoever it lies in our horoscope. It is most important thing. We have to give a proper importance to this particular thing. Because if we fail to understand this basic thing, then what will happen? We will look into one side of the coin. Jupiter is turning into the sign of Aries. It will be afflicted. It will be under the aspect of Saturn. It is combusted. It is under the Guru Chandal Yoga. So many things will come in our mind. But one particular thing we are forgetting, that suppose Jupiter is not transiting, then what will happen? At this moment of time also, Aries is under the affliction, correct? So that affliction part is not changing. The good thing is that the advent of Jupiter into it. Now if I talk about the other part, the Jupiter's part, yes, definitely. Since Aries is under affliction, the moment Jupiter enters to the sign of Aries, Jupiter will also be under affliction. No doubt about that. Okay, now one more good thing is that Aries is a friendly sign to Jupiter. Aries is a fiery sign, it's a movable sign. the higher spiritual knowledge of Jupiter, the moment it comes into the sign of Aries, you will feel that you are getting solutions to many things. Not only that, one important part here I will say, Saturn is aspecting the sign of Aries. So Saturn is activating the sign of Aries. Jupiter, the moment it enters the sign of Aries, the double transit of Jupiter and Saturn, together they will be impacting or activating the results of the sign of Aries wheresoever it lies in your horoscope. So suppose if you are thinking about any particular results related to the sign of Aries wheresoever it lies in your horoscope, this transit of Jupiter into the sign of Aries may give you the results which are actually you are awaiting. Means you may realize the true facts, you can manifest the results related to the sign of Aries wheresoever it lies in your horoscope. Now depending upon your dasa, depending upon your own horoscope, the magnitude of the results will depend. It may be good, it may be very good, or it may be difficult. It will depend upon your horoscope. But yes, this transit of Jupiter is indicating that now the sign of Aries is going to get activated by Saturn and Jupiter both. And we know that the principle of double transit, it is very powerful. Not only that, from the sign of Aries, Jupiter will be aspecting the sign of Leo. So Jupiter is activating the sign of Leo from Aries. Just opposite to Leo, Saturn is transiting in the sign of Aquarius. So from Aquarius, Saturn will also aspect the sign of Leo. So that means the sign of Leo is also getting activated by Jupiter and Saturn. So wheresoever the sign Leo or Aries lies in your horoscope, you will see realization of results in front of you, depending upon your dasa, depending upon your horoscope and everything. There can be some kind of variations, there can be some kind of means that some may get more results, some may feel that maybe I have got a bit less results. Okay, it will depend upon your dasa, it will depend upon your horoscope. But suppose if you are running through the dasa of Mars, if you are running through the dasa of Mercury, Jupiter, or even Saturn, suppose if you are running through the dasa of Sun, because Leo is ruled by Sun, in that particular case also you are going to get the results of these particular houses. Or suppose if you have a particular planet posited into the sign of Aries or Leo, in that case also you may get proper results related to this particular transit in a big magnitude, I will say. Okay, now if I talk about the Guru Chandal Yoga, definitely I will say that if we are thinking out of box, if you are trying to make something innovative, if you are thinking that let us make something in a different way for the people, for the betterment of the people. Because why I say the betterment of the people, because you see from Aquarius, Saturn will be aspecting Rahu. That Saturn's aspect will be a sigh of relief also, because Saturn will try to restrict that Rahu energy. So during this particular time, if we are thinking differently, not only making something good for us, but also for the society, for the people near and dear to us, then this Rahu and Jupiter conjunction is going to give us very good results. But if we are completely trapped into the illusional powers of Rahu, or if we completely get into that desires, which is very much evident from the energies associated with Rahu, then this Jupiter Rahu conjunction may create difficulties in our life. Okay, so it will be completely upon our own thinking process, because you see that Rahu energy will be there definitely. Now it is up to our own wisdom, our own higher spiritual knowledge, that what is good and what is not good, which path to take and which not to take. That is the important part where we have to apply our wisdom and knowledge. And more specifically, because now at this moment of time when Jupiter enters the sign of Aries, Mercury will be retrograde. So yes, definitely our logical and analytical intelligence has to be upright. Okay, then only it is going to give us very much good results. Now, maybe 1.5 months ago, or maybe 2 months ago, I made a video, I made a content, you will find it in my playlist, regarding this Jupiter and Rahu conjunction and this transit of Jupiter into the sign of Aries. I discussed it in a more broad manner. You can look into it because I have talked about many things over there. In this particular video, I will be talking about the all the 12 ascendant signs, because for different ascendant signs, this transit of Jupiter into the sign of Aries will have different kind of results. Correct, it will have different kinds of magnitude of results, because it will be happening in different houses. Like for Aries ascendant, it is happening in the first house. Correct, but on the if I talk about the Cancer ascendant people, it is happening in the 10th house. So definitely it will have different kinds of results for every one of us, depending on our horoscope, our placement of the planets in the horoscope, our dasa system. Okay, even the Ashtak points will have a very important say into it. If you have more Ashtak points in the sign of Aries given by Jupiter in your horoscope, then this transit of Jupiter is going to give you very much good results. Okay, so you have to check that Ashtak points also. We have to analyze it very properly, put the things in order, then only we are going to get the appropriate results. So anytime if you want a consultation from me, check the links in the description section. You can mail me through my email ID or get connected with me through my Facebook or Instagram accounts. And now I will be looking into all the 12 ascendant signs. I will also ask you that you can check it from your moon sign also. Ascendant sign will give you the idea that how the things are going to get manifested in your real life. Moon sign will say you that how it is impacting you emotionally. And if you are new to this channel, then tap onto the subscribe button, click onto the notification bell icon, so that every time I make a new video, you get notified instantly. So come, let us start. For the Aries ascendant people, the transit of Jupiter is happening in your first house, and Jupiter happens to be your 9th lord and 12th lord. Normally, the transit of Jupiter in the first house is considered very good because it improves the wisdom and knowledge of the person. It improves the luck, fortune, prosperity, and brings happiness in the life of the native. It also improves the mutual bonding between you and your partner at the personal and professional level, because Jupiter will be aspecting the 7th house. So, people will be admiring you for your knowledge, for your ethics, for your righteousness and dharma. Now, here Jupiter will be in conjunction with Rahu under the aspect of Saturn. So, during this particular time, your decision making or your personality will have some kind of innovative thinking, innovative approach towards your personality, towards your decision making, towards your day to day life management skills. So if you can use these innovative ideas for betterment of your life and your near and dear ones, that will give you much more better results, because Jupiter will be impacting your 5th house and 9th house also. That means it will impact your management skills, it will impact your thought process, and also your dharma, your righteousness. So you should be adhering to your righteousness and dharma. That will give you much more better results in the upcoming days to come. Since the Rahu element is there, there will be a sense of illusion. It can actually sometimes make you distracted or deviate from your path. So you need to be always adhering to your right wisdom. Okay, innovative ideas will be there, but again at the same time you should not forget that what is correct and what is wrong. Okay, there can be certain amount of classes between you and your father or guru, means the people whom you get inspired from in your day to day life, or it can be within your family or elders of your family. Specifically, I will say that there can be some kind of difference of opinion or classes between you and your father or guru. Means you may feel that the teachings or the basic traditional things which you have learned from right from your childhood, then regarding those things there can be some kind of classes. Means you may feel that you need to think something different. Okay, Since Jupiter happens to be your ninth lord getting conjunct with Rahu under the aspect of Saturn during this particular time, you need to be also be very careful regarding health of your father. And since Jupiter is your 12th lord transiting through the first house, this is also a time you need to be very careful regarding your own health also. Now, one more thing which I can see is that during this particular time there can be a possibility that you may have some long distance travel to some faraway place, and if you want to pursue some education in some faraway place, then this particular transit of Jupiter is also going to support you, favor you. Okay, so that's it for the Aries ascendant people. Make the most out of it. For the Taurus ascendant people, the transit of Jupiter is happening in the 12th house. Jupiter happens to be your 8th lord. Jupiter happens to be your 11th lord. Now, this particular transit has to be taken care of because this transit, particularly, I will say that two things: your financial expenditures and your health. These are the two things you need to be very careful, because this transit, it indicates that there can be some kind of expenditures with regards to your health, with regards to family expenditures and everything. Okay, so during this particular time there is a possibility that you may get chance to expand your work or business in some faraway place, or there is a possibility that with regards to your work you need to move to some faraway place. This is one thing. Another thing is that during this particular time there will be certain amount of concerns and worries related to your family matters, related to your domestic matters. You need to be very careful regarding that also. So, since it is the 12th house specifically, in case of any prevalent health condition, I will say that during this particular transit, you need to be extra careful regarding your health, because this transit of Jupiter can actually initiate the things related to health which, if not taken care of, that can lead to something more. Okay, so you need to be very careful regarding that. And I will say regarding expenditures also, try to maintain a proper budget, try to maintain a proper discipline regarding your spendings and expenditures. Okay, another thing, since it is the 12th house under the concern and Jupiter happens to be your 8th lord and under the impact of Rahu and Saturn basically, so I will say that stick to proper karma and dharma, proper righteousness, stick to proper lawful activities, truthful activities, because this Rahu can at times deviate you, can deviate you from your right path. Okay, can make you feel that you can do this also, you can do that also. Okay, so that can lead you to some problems. You need to be very much adhered to the right things. Okay, that will actually help you out, because although this Jupiter will try to activate the sign of Aries in your horoscope, but still Jupiter is your 8th lord and getting impacted by the malefic planets. So definitely I will say you that during this particular time you need to be very careful regarding your thought process, regarding the proper ethics, the rightful ethics, that will give you much more better results. Another thing is that Jupiter happens to be your 8th lord and 11th lord. So during this particular time, I will also say that you need to be very careful regarding your joint assets. Okay, or how you are dealing with your partner in your married life or in the relationship, or how you are dealing with your in-laws. During that particular thing also you need to be very careful. So I will also say that during this particular time, take care regarding the health of your spouse also, because 12th house is 6th from the 7th house. So more you take care regarding your relationships, your partnership at the personal and business level, that will give you much more better results, and your own health also. So that's it for the Taurus ascendant people. For the Gemini ascendant people, the transit of Jupiter will be happening in your 11th house, and Jupiter happens to be your 7th and 10th lord. So first of all, the transit of Jupiter happening in the 11th house is normally considered good, because it brings good opportunity. Multiple doors of gains and profit will open in your life. Okay, not only that, good opportunities with regards to your job, will also come in front of you. Improvement in your business, expansion in your work and business is expected during this particular transit of Jupiter in the 11th house. Now, since Jupiter happens to be your 10th lord and your 7th lord, so during this particular time when Jupiter is transiting in the 11th house, Jupiter will be under affliction. So initially there can be some kind of difference of opinion between you and your partner at the business or personal level. Suppose if you are working somewhere, then initially there can be some classes or some difference of opinion between you and your superiors and authorities. So I will say that initially you need to be a bit careful regarding that, because here Jupiter happens to be a 10th lord. So I will say that since it will be in influence of Rahu under the aspect of Saturn, and Saturn happens to be your 8th lord also, apart from 9th lord it is your 8th lord also. So all of a sudden that thing can happen. But since Saturn happens to be your 9th lord also, then that is the reason with the time things will be much more better for you. And I will say that since it is the 11th house under the consideration, the transit of Jupiter is definitely going to give you much more better results. This is also a time when you may get connected with some new people. Okay, suppose if you are thinking to come into a relationship or in a married life, or suppose even if you want to collaborate with different kind of organization, or if you want to expand your work or business, then in that all these cases Jupiter is going to give you much more better results. Jupiter will be activating your 5th house and 7th house. So during this particular time, love will improve. The relationships will be much more loving between you and your partner. Okay, this is also a time when you may get connected with some person in a more romantic manner, in a more loving way. Okay, so this will not only improve your existing relationship, but also suppose if you are thinking to get into a married life or into a new relationship, in that particular case also this transit of Jupiter is going to give you much more better results. So I will say that overall this transit of Jupiter is going to give you much more better results, be it personal life, be it professional life. Okay, make the most out of it. That's it for the Gemini ascendant people. For the Cancer ascendant people, this transit of Jupiter is happening in the 10th house. Jupiter happens to be your 6th lord and 9th lord. Normally the transit of Jupiter in the 10th house is considered good, because it improves our work environment, it improves our wisdom, knowledge in our work life. So basically this is an expansion of work and business. Not only that, bringing up new opportunity at our work life. So normally the transit of Jupiter in the 10th house is considered very good. Now, since Jupiter will be under affliction, so some difficulties can be there in order to get some new opportunities, or suppose if you are expecting some improvement or good opportunities, then you have to work a bit more hard. Then only that opportunity will come in front of you, because you see Saturn will be aspecting Jupiter from the 8th house. Okay, and Jupiter will be under the influence of Rahu. So you may feel that let me apply this particular thought process in our work, or let me do this thing that will give you much more better results, but ultimately that can lead you to some kind of illusion, because you see Jupiter happens to be your 9th lord. So basically Jupiter rules your ethics, Jupiter rules your belief system, and Rahu normally is energy. Rahu is a planetary energy which normally breaks the rules and regulations. Okay, so this is a time when you may own self challenge your own belief system only, and that will impact your work, because this conjunction is happening in the 10th house of work, career, profession, your karma. Okay, so during this particular time, one good advice which will help you is that stick to the right things in your life. Means sometimes the things which we believe may not be the right thing. I said stick to right things, means the things which are truthful, the things which are lawful, that will give you much more better results. The things which are with regards to dharma and righteousness, that will be really beneficial to you, because you see this Rahu energy transiting in the 10th house along with Jupiter. 10th house is basically our karma. Whatever work we do, that is our karma. Correct. So Rahu will try to deviate you. So even if you get some kind of opportunity, you may feel that, oh, that thing will be good for me, okay, but ultimately that can lead you to some kind of distraction. Now some kind of distraction, correct? So I will say you that try to follow the right things, follow your wisdom, that will give you much more better results. But if I talk about only Jupiter, then I will definitely say that this transit of Jupiter is going to bring you good opportunities at your work life. Suppose if you are thinking to change your job, then this transit of Jupiter is going to help you. Suppose if you are thinking to search for a good job and all, then also this Jupiter is going to give you much more better results. Now since Jupiter happens to be a ninth lord, and ninth lord is getting afflicted over there, then particularly during this particular time, I will also say that take care regarding the health of your father. Specifically regarding the health of your father, I will say Jupiter will be looking onto your fourth house and your second house. So basically this Jupiter will improve your family life, Jupiter will improve your domestic life, your domestic happiness. So ultimately after so many months and all, this transit of Jupiter is going to bring some relief at your personal level, at your home level, at your domestic level. It is going to give you much more better results. Now since this Jupiter will be aspecting your sixth house, and it is the sixth lord itself, so during this particular time you may also face some sudden challenges from your opponents, okay? So you need to be ready for that also. Because why I say sudden, because of the aspect of Saturn, okay? So during this particular time you need to be a bit more well spirited, because although opportunity will come, it will come with some kind of hard work and difficulties, okay? So you may face some kind of challenges also. So with time things will be much more better, but initially this kind of things are expected. So make the most out of it. That's it for the Cancer ascendant people. For the Leo ascendant people, Jupiter transit is happening in the ninth house, and Jupiter happens to be your fifth lord and eighth lord. Normally the transit of Jupiter in the ninth house is considered very good, because it improves luck, fortune, prosperity, happiness. It gives a good wisdom, knowledge. It improves our belief system, it improves our higher spiritual knowledge, means in our life, in our day-to-day life. So basically the transit of Jupiter in the ninth house is considered very good. Now here Jupiter will be in conjunction with Rahu. So during this particular time, I will say more you are adhering to the right things in your life, improving the higher spiritual knowledge, improving your creative intelligence, and following the proper righteousness and dharma, that will give you much more better results. This is also a time when, if you follow the proper ritualistic practices related to your religion or customs and rituals, that will give you much more better results. Following the teachings of your father and guru, that will give you much more better results. Because what will happen, this Rahu will try to deviate you from your belief system. This Rahu will try to challenge your own that higher spiritual knowledge, okay? Means at times you may feel that the things which you have been doing or you have been learning from so long, this Rahu will try to deviate you, try to distract you from your path, okay? So I will say you that during this particular time there can be some kind of mismatch of opinions and thought process between you and your father, or you and your elders of your family. So you need to be very careful regarding that also. This is also a time when you may have some long distance travels all of a sudden, okay? And suppose if you are thinking to pursue some education in some faraway place, or suppose if you are thinking to pursue some higher education, in that particular case also this transit of Jupiter is going to give you much more better results. Now since Jupiter happens to be your eighth lord transiting in the ninth house, now you see ninth house, Rahu is transiting, Saturn is aspecting, and Jupiter is the eighth lord transiting in the ninth house. So specifically I will say during this particular time you need to be very careful regarding the health of the father, okay? Now Jupiter will be aspecting your first house, your fifth house, and your third house. So basically it will improve your personality, it will improve your decision making, it will give you a very wise mindset. It will be good for your children also, and during this particular time you may also get connected with people with regards to some kind of love and romance. Okay, means if you are thinking to get connect with people or come into a relationship with regards to some kind of love relationship, in that case also this Jupiter is going to give you much more better results. Some kind of travels can be there. Suppose if you are thinking to start some new work, some new kind of hobbies, something related to technology or innovative thinking, in that particular case also this transit of Jupiter is going to give you much more better results. So I will say that overall this transit is going to give you much more better results. Only follow the proper dharma, proper right things in your life, and take care regarding the health of your father. Okay, these are the things which you need to be very careful of. So that's it for the Leo ascendant people. For the Virgo ascendant people, Jupiter transit is happening in the 8th house. Jupiter happens to be your 4th lord and 7th lord. Now, this particular transit has to be taken care of because here Jupiter coming in the 8th house. So, this is the thing I will say that you need to be, first of all, be very careful regarding your own health. This is the first thing I will say. Secondly, suppose if you are in any kind of partnership at the personal level or at the professional level, in either of the cases you need to be very careful regarding your own thought process, regarding your decision making with regards to your partnership. Now suppose if you are in any kind of relationship or in your married life also, this particular transit of Jupiter, you need to be very careful regarding how you are following the responsibilities, commitment with regards to your relationship and married life. Okay, means specifically the necessary responsibilities, you need to be very careful regarding the health of the spouse, or what are the things which you need to follow. Those things you need to be very careful of, because here Rahu energy will try to deviate you from the path, and Saturn is aspecting from the 6th house. Okay, so I will say that take care regarding the health of the spouse. This is also a time when you need to be very careful regarding the partnership and the relationship also, because there is a chance that certain things may come up between you and your partner that can actually try to disturb the harmony and love in your relationship, okay, or partnership. At the professional level also, I will say that during this particular time, I will say that try to avoid making any new kind of collaboration, because of the impact of Saturn and Rahu, and Jupiter will be afflicted. So try to avoid making a different kind of collaboration during this particular time, and be very careful regarding your joint assets. Like suppose anything between you and your partner, that joint assets part also you need to be very careful. Okay, since Jupiter happens to be your 4th lord coming into the 8th house afflicted, okay, during this particular time take care regarding the health of your mother also. Certain matters regarding your home or homely environment or domestic environment will be a reason of worry and concern for you during this particular time. So I will also say that take care regarding your own peace of mind, your own mental security, okay, mental health, and your homely environment, because from home we get the peace, we get the peace of mind and mental security. Okay, so these are the things which you need to be very careful, because certain things will be there which can actually try to create worries within you in your day-to-day life. Okay, so related to that can be related to your home, your domestic happiness, or even the health of your mother. Okay, so these are the things you need to be very careful. Since Jupiter happens to be your 7th lord, you should also be very careful regarding the health of the spouse, and any kind of partnership, means it can be professional, it can be personal, and try to avoid any kind of new collaboration. These are the things which you need to be very careful. Now if I talk about only Jupiter in the 8th house, then this particular time I will also say that following the spiritual path will give you much more better results. Like suppose if you are thinking to get into a spiritual way of living, following some spiritual activities, in that particular case this Jupiter is going to give you much more better results. Okay, so that's it for the Virgo ascendant people. For the Libra ascendant people, Jupiter transit is happening in the 7th house. Jupiter happens to be your 3rd lord and 6th lord. For the Libra people, certain things I will say. Jupiter and Saturn both are activating your 7th house. Saturn is aspecting your 7th house by its 3rd aspect. Jupiter is transiting in the 7th house. So since your 7th house will be activated, this is a time when you may get married, or you may get into a new kind of relationship. This is also a time, be it personal level or professional level, you may get into a partnership. Some kind of legal bindings are going to happen. means marriage itself is a legal binding, correct? So you may get into some married life, or you may get into some kind of business partnership also. So in this regards, this transit of Jupiter is going to give you much more better results. It will also improve the likelihood that you may get connected with people in a more prompt manner. Okay. Now, Jupiter will be impacting your third house, 11th house, and first house. So that means it will improve your wisdom, it will improve your personality, it will improve your communication skill, and ultimately it will bring up multiple paths of gains, profit, and opportunity in your life. Now, since Jupiter happens to be your sixth lord, now suppose if you are already in a relationship, if you are already in some kind of partnership, then this transit of Jupiter, which is happening in the seventh house, there can be some kind of difference of opinion, or there can be some kind of clashes between you and your partner in case of any existing relationship or partnership, because Jupiter happens to be your sixth lord. Now, since Jupiter will be impact of Saturn, now Saturn try to restrict the things, correct? So here Saturn will try to restrict that impact of Jupiter. In that particular case, the Saturn will try to help you out, even though there will be classes, even though there will be difference of opinion, but still there will be mutual love and harmony between you and your partner. Okay, means there can be some kind of difference of opinions, but I will say that try to follow the wisdom, try to follow the righteousness and philosophical ideas, because this the combination of Saturn and Jupiter, which is happening in the seventh house, this will actually indicate that more you are philosophically inclined, more it is going to give you much more better results. Okay, now since Jupiter happens to be your third lord also, now you see third house is basically our efforts. Okay, basically our efforts. So this also indicates that in order to bring more better relationship or betterment in a relationship, you have to put some efforts also. Okay, so suppose if you are thinking that everything will happen all of its own, no, put some efforts, try to make the things in order, that will give you much more better results. So that's why this transit of Jupiter for the Libra ascendant people is going to help you out. So try to make the most of it. That's it for the Libra ascendant people. For the Scorpio ascendant people, the transit of Jupiter is happening in the sixth house. Jupiter happens to be your second lord, Jupiter happens to be your fifth lord. Now, this transit of Jupiter in the sixth house has to be taken carefully, because normally the transit of Jupiter in the sixth house, I will say that it is average transit, not so good, not so bad, means I will say it average transit. But here for the Scorpio ascendant people, Jupiter happens to be a very good planet, and it is transiting in the sixth house, getting afflicted. So in that particular case, you need to be very careful, specifically with regards to your family, your finances, your expenditures, your own health, and anything related to your day-to-day life, your management skills, anything which you like the most, or related to your love relationships, and even the health of your children. So regarding these things, you need to be very careful. Now you see, since Jupiter is transiting in the sixth house and Jupiter happens to be your second lord, so during this particular time, there can be some expenditures with regards to your family matters, or with regards to your own health also. So during this particular time, specifically, you need to be very careful regarding your food eating habits, because second house is our food eating habits, correct? And it is transiting in the sixth house. So this particular transit, be very careful regarding your food eating habits, because that can impact your health, and ultimately it can lead to some kind of expenditures. How you are managing your family matters will be concern for you during this particular time, because I can see all of a sudden some responsibilities related to your family will come in front of you, and that can be a mode of distraction or deviation from your main path. Okay, means you may feel that I am not able to concentrate on my work, and so many responsibilities are coming on my way. So these are the things which I can see. Secondly, since Jupiter happens to be your fifth lord, so during this particular time, I will say that suppose if you are thinking to get into a love relationship, or if you are already in a love relationship, in that particular case also this transit of Jupiter indicates that there can be some kind of problems or difficulties in your love relationship. Okay, so I will say that if you are thinking that to get into a love relationship, I will say that this is not a good time, because Jupiter will be afflicted. Jupiter is your fifth lord transiting in the sixth house. Now sixth house is also 12th from the 7th house, so this is also an indication that some problems related to your relationships may all of a sudden come in front of you. So take care regarding the health of your spouse also during this particular transit, I will say. Since fifth house is also children, so take care regarding the health of the children during this transit. Okay, now Jupiter and Saturn both will be aspecting your 10th house also. Jupiter by its fifth aspect, Saturn by its seventh aspect, your 10th house. Now, since your 10th house will be activated, it is also an indication that there is a possibility that you may get some good opportunity at your work, or there can be some change of work, or some new improvements, or something new related to your work business. Okay, so suppose if you are thinking to start something new, some new business work, or some new job, or some new work related things, then this particular transit of Jupiter is going to give you much more better results. Jupiter will be impacting your 12th house. So, as I said, that you need to be very careful regarding your health, because if you are not looking after or taking care of your health, then that can lead you to some kind of prolonged treatment. Okay, so you need to be very careful regarding that related to your health matter, and you can incorporate some healthier practices during this particular time. More you are incorporating some healthier practices in your life, that will give you much more better results. One good thing I will say here is that Jupiter is your fifth lord transiting in the sixth house. So suppose if you want to bring up some new kind of knowledge and wisdom with regards to some kind of competition, some kind of challenges in your life, then this Jupiter is going to give you some good results, because sixth house is basically competition and challenges of life, and Jupiter is wisdom. So this Jupiter will bring up some solutions for you with regards to your competition or competitive spirit. Okay, so in that particular case, this transit of Jupiter is going to give you much more better results. So that's it for the Scorpio ascendant people. For these Sagittarius ascendant people, the transit of Jupiter is happening in the fifth house. Jupiter is the Lagna Lord and fourth Lord. Normally, the transit of Jupiter in the fifth house is considered good, because it gives us a free mind to express ourselves beautifully, creatively, and that too without ego. So it is a wonderful time to brush up your talents. Okay, means something which you are best at, something which you are good at. This Jupiter will bring forth those talents in front of you, not only in front of you but also in front of the world, because it is ultimately fifth house. So you will be able to showcase your talents in front of the people. Now that can be at your work level, that can be at your personal level also. So anything which you are good at, this transit of Jupiter is going to give you much more better results. So this is also an indication that there can be a subsequent change of work. Like suppose if you are thinking to change your work profile, or start something new, then also this transit of Jupiter is going to give you much more better results. Since it is under the impact of Rahu, so there will be a considerable amount of innovation, out of box thinking in your creativity. Since it is fifth house, a very important house, so this will also impact your thought process. So I will also say here that don't get deviated too much by that Rahu energy, because this Rahu can bring up some illusion in front of you. This will actually sometimes make you feel that you can do this, you can do that. Okay, so I will say that during this particular time, more you are adhering to right things in your life, more you are adhering to the truthful things in your life, that will give you much more better results. Okay, because you see, fifth house is our house of Purva Punya. Okay, the results of the good deeds of our last life or past life. Okay, not only that, fifth house also talks about our management skills. Okay, the things which gives us joy and pleasure. So at times Rahu can deviate you, that you can do this, you can do that. Okay, but I will say you that you can improve your talents, you can improve your own creative intelligence and power, and bring up some innovative approach to it. That will give you much more better results, because deviating from your path is not the option. Rahu can at times deviate you from the path. Okay, so that thing you need to be very careful about. Since Jupiter is your first lord and fourth lord, and Jupiter will be afflicted. So two things I will say here. You need to be very careful regarding your health. This is the first and foremost thing, because yes, definitely Jupiter will be under affliction. So you need to be very careful regarding your decision making also, regarding your health also, and your personality also. Second thing, Jupiter happens to be your fourth lord. Now you see, fourth lord transiting in the fifth house is considered very good, but fourth lord transiting in the fifth house but getting afflicted, that thing you need to be careful. It will improve your intelligence, it will improve your education. Suppose if you are thinking to pursue a new education or something related to that, it will give you very good results, no doubt. But at the same time, you need to be very careful regarding your homely matters, your domestic matters, regarding the health of your mother. Okay, means health of your mother. Regarding all these things, you need to be very careful. Jupiter will be impacting your 9th house and 11th house. So I will also say that during this particular time, there can be some travels, there can be some like some trips or tours with your family members, with your near and dear ones. Those things, Jupiter will be very much giving you good results. It will improve your luck, fortune and prosperity. Ultimately it will improve your happiness also. Okay, because it will be looking onto your ninth house. In that case also, this particular Jupiter is going to give you much more better results, and ultimately it will improve your that expansion of your opportunities, gains and profits in your life, because it will be looking into your 11th house also. So in this particular case, this transit of Jupiter is going to give you much more better results. Only the things which I said you, that you need to be careful, look into those matters. In that particular case, Jupiter is going to give you a very good results with regards to this transit in the fifth house. So make the most out of it. That's it for the Sagittarius ascendant people. The Capricorn ascendant people, the transit of Jupiter is happening in the fourth house. Jupiter happens to be your 12th lord and third lord. Normally, the transit of Jupiter in the fourth house, it improves the domestic happiness, it improves the mental peace of mind, mental security. It also improves the health of the mother, or how you are connecting between our near and dear ones. All those things, improvement is there. It also improves luxury, comforts in our life. So in those cases, this transit of Jupiter is going to give you much more better results. Now here you see, Jupiter happens to be your 12th lord and third lord, transiting in the fourth house. So during this particular time, one thing which I can see is that there can be some kind of relocation, there can be some change of residence during this particular time. So suppose if you are thinking for a transfer, if you are thinking to change your residence, or if you are thinking to move to some other place, then this transit of Jupiter is going to give you much more better results. Since Jupiter is your third lord and 12th lord, third house is 12th from the fourth house, and Jupiter is the 12th house for your ascendant also, transiting in the fourth house. So you need to also be very careful regarding the health of your mother, and at the domestic level also, certain matters related to your home, related to the place where you are living, or your properties. Okay, certain matters may come in front of you, which can be a matter of concern. Means I will say that you need to perform certain responsibilities regarding that. So more you are following the dharma, more you are following the proper righteousness in those things, that will give you much more better results. And I will also say, taking care regarding the health of your mother during this particular transit will ultimately give you a lot of divine blessing, ultimately give you much more better results. Jupiter will be impacting your 10th house, so I will also say that it will improve your work life. Although Jupiter will be afflicted, but still the aspect of Jupiter in the 10th house normally considered good. Okay, now since Jupiter happens to be your third lord and 12th lord, so yes, work related displacement can also be there. Means work related displacement means there can be some transfer from your work, there can be some change of work. You may get chance to move away from one place to another related to your work. Okay, in that particular case also this transit of Jupiter is going to give you much more better results. Now you see, Jupiter is activating your moksha trikon houses. That is, Jupiter will be impacting your 4th house, your 8th house, and your 12th house. This is also a time to follow the spiritual way of living. Suppose if you are thinking to incorporate some spiritual activities in your life, then this transit of Jupiter is going to give you highly beneficial results. Okay. So that's it for the Capricorn ascendant people. Make the most out of it. In that particular case, this transit is going to give you much more better results. Aquarius ascendant people. The transit of Jupiter is happening in the 3rd house. Jupiter happens to be your 2nd lord and 11th lord. This transit will improve your social communication. It will expand your friend circle and your network circle. Your bonding with the people of your daily contact will also improve. Suppose if you are associated with any work related to mass communication, mass media, in that particular case also this transit of Jupiter is going to give you much more better results. Since Jupiter happens to be your 2nd lord transiting in the 3rd house along with Rahu, so during this particular time I can see that there can be some short travels, and that short travels will allow you to accumulate some wealth and finances or improvement or opportunity in your work regarding to that travelings. Means you may get some work to some place, you travel over there, and ultimately it improves your work opportunity and ultimately it gives you good results. Okay. One more thing I will say you. Suppose any work which you are not sure of, or regarding the outcome of the work you are unsure, or suppose you don't know the what will be the outcome of that particular work, then any unsure projects or any unsure work you should not start during this particular time, because normally what happens in this transit of Jupiter in the 3rd house, at times it will make you very much benevolent. Okay, too much benevolence, and people may try to misuse or exploit your benevolence. This is more because of that impact of Rahu. You may get deviated from your path. Okay, means some all of a sudden some more work opportunity will come in front of you, and you may feel that okay, it's okay, let me start it, let me give it a try. I will say that if you are not sure about it, don't start it. Okay, otherwise you may get into some kind of problems. This is more evident because Saturn is the Lagna Lord. Saturn is looking onto the 3rd house. So here Saturn will try to give you a proper philosophical idea, but still I will say that since Rahu is present in the 3rd house, so you need to be very careful regarding that. Jupiter will be impacting your 9th house also, so this will be a time when I will say that maintaining a proper cordial bonding between you and your father is very essential, because you see Jupiter will be in conjunction with Rahu, so there can be some kind of clashes or difference of opinion between you and your father. So and at times there can be some kind of misunderstanding or classes of thoughts and ideas, basically between you and your guru also. Okay, so you need to be very careful regarding that. Since it is the house of efforts, okay, so from that 3rd house Jupiter will be impacting your 7th house. So during this particular time I will also say that you need to also be very careful regarding your relationship and your bonding between you and your partner. Now that can be at the professional level, it can be at the personal level also. Okay, so these are the things which you need to be very careful. Take care regarding the health of your partner during this particular time. Okay, so by that way this transit of Jupiter is going to give you good results. Make the most out of it. That's it for the Aquarius ascendant people. For the Pisces ascendant people, Jupiter is transiting in the 2nd house. Jupiter happens to be the Lagna Lord, Jupiter happens to be the 10th Lord. Normally the transit of Jupiter in the 2nd house improves our family life, improves our wealth, our financial conditions. Normally the transit of Jupiter in the second house is a very good transit, I will say. And since it is the Lagna Lord transiting in the second house, that is the Jupiter, in that particular case, it will give you more focus towards your wealth management. And since Rahu is present over there, so this will be a time when you will be completely focused towards your accumulation of your resources. So this particular transit is going to give you much more better results. Now since Saturn will be aspecting the second house, so during this particular time, two things you need to be very careful. First thing is that your health, because if you are not taking care of your health, then this can lead to some kind of expenditures or financial losses with respect to your health care. So you need to be very careful regarding your health. Secondly, since Jupiter is afflicted in the second house, so any family matter or family related responsibilities all of a sudden may come in front of you. So you need to be very careful regarding that also. But since Rahu is present in the second house, so there can be some kind of difference of opinion or clashes between you and your family members. There can be some kind of problems related to your value system, your morals, okay, your tradition, your culture, because that is the things which we check from the second house, okay. And Rahu is transiting over there, okay. And Jupiter is the Lagna Lord. So what will happen, at times you may feel or you may directly question your own value system, okay. So this is a time to sticking to the right things of the life, good wisdom, right morals, okay, following the proper tradition and culture. That will give you much more better results, because Rahu will try to deviate you, trust me, okay. So at times there can be clashes between you and your family members. There can be some kind of issues all of a sudden coming in front of you regards to finances or family wealth or savings, okay. So I will say that during this particular time, if you are very wise, um, or following the proper wisdom, then only this transit of Jupiter is going to give you much more better results with regards to your family matters and your wealth management, okay. Another thing is that Jupiter will be impacting your 10th house, okay. Now Jupiter will try to improve your work life also, means you will be too much focused in your work life. You will be feeling that yes, these are the things which I need to follow up, and that will ultimately give you very good results. So at your work life, it will make you highly professional. In that way also, this Jupiter is going to give you much more better results. But Jupiter and Saturn both will be impacting your 6th house, so it will be activating your 6th house. So two things. First of all, there will be hard working methodology, means you may feel that you have to do too much hard work, too much responsibilities are coming on your shoulder, okay. Second thing, since your 6th house is getting activated and Saturn is transiting in the 12th house, so you need to be very careful regarding your health also. In case of any prevalent health condition, I will say that taking care of your health will really improve the things at your end, at your personal level. Jupiter will be looking onto your 8th house, so this will be also a time when you can think about some spiritual way of living, means Jupiter will make you very professional regarding accumulation of resources in the materialistic way of life. At the same time, Jupiter will also activate the spiritual way of living, because it will be looking onto your 8th house. So this is a time when if you can maintain a proper cordial relationship between you and your in-laws, or if you can maintain proper things related to your joint assets, then this transit of Jupiter is really going to give you much more better results. So make the most out of it. Take care regarding your health, and take care regarding what are the things necessary in order to make the things more cordial, more kind and loving between you and your family members. And take care regarding your finances. So these are the things which you need to be very careful regarding during this particular transit. So that's it for the Pisces ascendant people. Make the most out of it. So that's it from my side. You have seen that all the 12 ascendant signs and how this transit of Jupiter is impacting every ascendants, okay. So if you have liked this video, press the like button, share to your near and dear ones. Your comments are always welcome to me. And if you are new to this channel, I will request you all to please subscribe the channel. Tap onto the subscribe button, click onto the notification bell icon, so that every time I make a new video, you get notified instantly. And next time when I come back, I will be coming back with some another interesting video. So till then, stay tuned. I'm signing off for today. Thanking you. Bye bye.